All right. Well, we're going to give people some time to join in. I see they're already joining. So we're all going to stay kind of invisible right now. You're in the right place. You're at the Campus Safety UAB Police Department webinar for today. Thank you for joining. We will get started in a few minutes. I'm also monitoring Facebook as well. So we have friends also joining us on Facebook. So just give us like 2 minutes, 1 minute, and then we'll go ahead and get started. You are in the right place, and we're excited to have you. I will stop being invisible in a few minutes. I just want to make sure everybody is where they need to be. So yes, it looks like everybody's here. So we are going to go get started. See, I can hear myself on the other side. So I'm going to stop going invisible and I will stop sharing my screen. And I want to welcome everybody today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on Zoom and on Facebook Live. We have a couple of friends, family members on Facebook Live, and we have several of you here. So today, in a few minutes, we'll have Corporal Kimani George, crime specialist with the UAB Police Department, joining us to do a presentation about campus safety and any other aspects that you as new incoming family members may have, or even if you're a senior family member, you already know a lot of things, but a reminder is always a good thing. So you will have an opportunity to submit your questions through the Q&A, both here on Zoom and via Facebook. That's why if you see me turning, it's because I'm also monitoring Facebook. So I'm going to invite Corporal Kimani George to join us now to go live and invisible, and we'll go from there. So Corporal George, are you there?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. So if you do the slideshow, we'll go ahead and get started. So again, we are here today with Corporal Kimani George. He's the Crime Prevention Manager with UAB Police Department. And we're getting ready to start. Again, submit your questions at any time through the Q&A section or through the chat, and then we will go from there and answer them at the end. So Corporal Kimani George, thank you for joining us, and welcome. It's all yours.
Thank you. It's nice to always be here with everyone and just to be able to just talk a little bit about what I specialize in. So I've been policing at the UAB Police Department for about 6 years now, and I've seen a lot of things. I got to meet some great people, and I got to build some relationships with people that I hope to continue to do and work with in the future, especially with the off-campus living. We've built kind of a good relationship with each other, and I hope that we continue to build on that and continue to work with each other and do things that are going to help strengthen UAB and just help bring just a little bit of more awareness that you should have while you're here on campus, just so that we can be able to just let you know that we're here to protect everybody. And that's our job to do, is to protect and serve the students while they're here, as well as the employees and just anyone who sets foot on the UAB campus, so you could be a little bit more at ease while you're away from your loved ones. So this is all my contact information. I am the crime preventions manager or specialist. This is my office number and my cell phone number, as well as my email. So I'll give you a little bit of time. You may want to take a picture of this, and so that you could, in case you have any questions that you don't want to ask just out here, then you can always email me or call me on between the hours of about 8 to 4. I'll always have my phone on me, or you can always email me and I'll email back as soon as possible. So here at UAB, we have about 134 uniformed police officers. So what does this mean? This means that all of our officers that are here are sworn through the APOS certification system. So that means that we are real police officers here. So in case anything was to happen to you, we can go and fight for you and get the justice that you need. If you get assaulted or anything like that, or anything happens to you, we can take the person to jail if we find that person and do what we need to do, as well as we can go to court if we get called to court, so that we can be able to help you get through your situation. We also have about 65-ish security officers, and they are here kind of like our second line of defense. They help us, like being eyes in the skies. They watch cameras. They go through parking decks and parking lots to just kind of help us be and just go where we can't be all the time. So they help us out as much as they can as well too. So we do police both the university side as well as the hospital side. I like to tell people that UAB is really in a trifecta. So we have a school side of the campus, and then we have the hospital side of the campus, and then we're also just combined with the south side of Birmingham as well. So UAB is a very open campus. It's not a traditional campus where you may be in like a just place where it's just nothing but the school. But we have buildings that are intertwined in with our community of UAB too. I tell people all the time, I don't work in the city of Birmingham. I work in the city of UAB because UAB is so big and it's so vast, and we're continuing to like buy different properties and expand on things too, and just becoming a bigger and better place. So we do have a dedicated police precinct that's in one of our dorms, and we love that because we want to make sure that seeing that they're staying there overnight and they're there all the time, that we want to make sure that we have someone that's super close to the dorms and that we can call on at any moment that something's going on, and they'll be super close so that we can be able to get there as fast as possible. And so, like I said, we are a real police department. We have cars, we have trucks, we have SUVs, we have bicycles, Segways, T3s, and motorcycles, just like any other department. So here, at some point, I might say take a picture of this, and this is one of the things that you might want to take a picture of. So these help phone boxes have been here since even I was in my undergrad program. Here is when they kind of first started the help phone boxes. So the good thing about the help phone boxes are you can use those. Let's say you lose your phone and you just need some type of way to get in contact with somebody. You can call that, and we could try to get an officer to come and assist you in any way possible. Let's say that you are in a real emergency, like you may not be able to breathe, or you just feel lightheaded, or someone may be following you or something like that. You can hit those help phone boxes, and then we'll know exactly where you are, and then we can come and assist you with whatever you have going on. So one of the programs that I love to do, and because I'm one of the instructors, is our RAD course. It's Rape Aggression Defense. So it's a free class that's available to all women employees and students. It's a primary class that's women's self-defense. So any woman that's a part of the UAB family, you can come and take this class for free. And basically we teach you self-defense, just so that in case that someone may try to abduct you or someone may try to grab or put you in some type of uncomfortable position where they may be trying to jeopardize your freedom, then you'll have some tools and just something that you can have in your bag to just help you get away and so that you don't be abducted or anything like that. Another good thing that we have here is the Blazer Express Safety Escort Service, and they start around 9 p.m. and they transfer people all the way to 5:30 a.m. And this is a good thing because sometimes at night, I understand it may be dark and you might not want to walk back from the dorms to go get something to eat, or from the dorms to one of your classes if you have a super night class, or you're at Stern or Lester Hill and you're trying to study and you want to walk back to the dorms. You can call this Blazer Escort Service and they will give you a ride back anywhere on campus, as long as it's somewhere that's on campus. They don't take you anywhere off campus, not yet, but if you do need them, you can call them.
Corporal George, can I interrupt for a second?
Yes,
Would
ma'am.
it be possible for you to make the screen a bit bigger if you go to your settings and just display the whole screen? Yes, we're getting, I can see your current one and yeah.
So screen, which one?
Yes, if you go to the display settings, you can use the main, yeah.
Is that
I'm sorry
better?
to interrupt. Yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem. So this is a slide that you definitely want to take a picture of. This has all of the numbers to our different resources that we have on campus. So we call it MARS here at the UAB, but if you don't know what it is, that's our Motorized Assistant Roadside Services. It's kind of like the UAB AAA system. So basically what they'll do is they'll jump your battery up if your car battery dies. They will put air in your tires. They'll unlock your car door keys. And I know that for a fact because when I was in undergrad here, they unlocked my keys from being inside of my car multiple times. They knew me by my first name. They did it so many times. Also here you have our emergency number. So what is an emergency? Let's say that you see somebody that may be looking through cards, or a suspicious person that may be following someone, or you may hear gunshots somewhere, or you may see something that's on fire, or like you think that there's a spill somewhere on campus where if you're doing research and you spill something on the ground, you need somebody to come and help you clean it up, then we can get somebody out there to you. And so we also have our non-emergency number. And non-emergencies are something like, let's say that that you wanted to just report something that you thought about a couple days ago, or something that you've been waiting on to just talk about, but it wasn't as life-threatening, or you just kind of wanted some days to ponder on it so that you can just know exactly what you wanted to say. And those are some more non-emergency type things. And you can call us on that non-emergency number. So here at the UAB Police Department, we take anyone who gets victimized serious. We think that we do want you to get justice for anything that you may go through if you're a victim. So here we created a victim assistance unit, and it's led by Sergeant Cowan. She's very passionate about this types of things. She even has her own nonprofit. That's how passionate she is about it, about helping victims get the assistance that they need, not just getting justice, but also getting counseling. So sometimes when you go through things, you may need to talk to a counselor. And here at UAB, they have great counselors for someone that you can talk to. When you come in and talk to us, we put you in a room, and we take confidentiality serious. So we don't want you to feel like we're going to go out and just tell everybody what happened to you. We will only tell the people who you feel like we need to tell, outside of the people who can get you justice. So we would just do the best that we can to help you and just make sure that you feel comfortable and feel safe, because we want you to always feel that way while you're here at UAB. So on that email right there, either you can call our department on our emergency or non-emergency number, or you can email the Cowan at uab.edu, or either at uab.edu/police. And those come straight to us if you want to have and talk about some things that may have happened to you. And not only to you, but if you have a friend that you kind of want to tell us something about, then you can come and also talk to us about a friend as well, and how to take on and how to help that person, or we can give you advice on what you should do. So be alert. Be alert is an emergency notification system. So let's say that there's going to be a tornado or some type of bad weather that's coming. Be alert will alert you and let you know that, hey, so the school may be closed today because it may be snowing, which really happens in Alabama. But when it does, it gets terrible here, as you all may know, because we're not used to having that type of weather here. So when it does happen, we normally shut the school down if there's going to be like bad, cold, super cold weather, or if there's going to be a tornado, and it'll tell you like that you need to hurry up and go get to safety. And UAB has a lot of tornado shelters in most buildings. So also it may tell you if there's like some type of threat on campus. Maybe there's a bomb threat or some type of shooter, or there's someone who might have been seen on campus somewhere with a gun. It'll tell you and alert you what building it's in, where they were last seen. But the good thing that I do love also about the Be Alert is that once the area has been clear, whether there was a fire somewhere, some type of threat to campus, whether there's a bad weather, it'll alert you and let you know that the area is all clear. We've cleaned up the mess. We've scanned the area to make sure that the threat is no longer on campus, or that the weather has cleared up and you're free to go from the area that you are, or it's safe to go back into that area. So I love that about the Be Alert too. And also you can have multiple people on there to alert them. So like not just you, but you can have your mom, your dad, your friends, your family, so they can be aware of what's going on, and they can make sure they can contact you if they need to contact you when things are going on. So this is our Rave Guardian app. We've been using this app, and a lot of people have been using it, and they love the app. So the main things that I like to point out about this app is it has a safety timer that's on it. And so let's say that you're going from the library and trying to go to the recreation center to go work out or have a swim or climb rock climb. And it should take you about 10 minutes to walk from point A to point B. You can set a 10-minute timer and say, I should be there in 10 minutes. And if you don't make it there in 10 minutes, it'll notify and say, hey, are you okay? And are you alone, or do you need help? And if you don't respond back, then it'll send a notification to your next point of contact that you choose for it to go to, and they'll be able to contact you and just say, hey, okay, hey, are you safe? And they'll be able to notify and try to call you. But also it has a feature in there that you can send an anonymous tip kind of. So let's say that you see somebody that might be looking in the cars, or somebody may be doing something that's kind of suspicious or sketchy, then you can send an anonymous tip through the app as well too. Say where you are, what street you were on. And so we get that, and then we can go and actually go and take a look to see what's going on. And they also have an emergency communication. So let's say that you don't remember our number, you didn't take a picture on the slide a couple slides ago, but you do have this app. So this app actually will send the emergency contact. You press the button, it'll call us immediately, and it'll come straight to the UAB Police Department's dispatch, and you'll be able to talk to them immediately. So it won't send you to like Birmingham or to some other random place. It'll send you straight to the UAB Police Department. And if this is the QR code down there, if you want to try to go and scan the app so that you can get in any Play Store or any app store that you go and download your apps at. So the Clear Act is basically talks about any type of crime that happens on any college campuses, we have to actually report that to our reporting system. And then you can go and see anything that happens on campus crime-wise on this website that's down here at the bottom. So we have a strong record and we make sure that it's up to our standards, and anything that happens here, we report it, whether it's good or bad. We just want everybody to know how safe our campus is and how we're trying to go and every year try to reduce the crime. That's where we are at UAB. So every year, the Clear Act shows the past 3 years for every college and university in the nation. And so it's something that's required by law. And so every college and university has to do it. And so, like it says right there, our record is very strong, and we invite you to compare it to other college campuses as well too. So that's the last slide I have, but I do have a few other things that I would like to point out that's not on there. If you are staying somewhere that's on campus or off-campus housing, some type of apartment or something like that, make sure that you lock your doors. And I know sometimes people kind of like get into apartments where their friends may live next door, or they have like a few friends there, and you have like some type of home type of community. But it's still safe to just not leave your doors unless, so your friends can just come in and come out whenever they want to, because people can break into your apartment and can kind of like steal things from you if you don't leave your apartment doors locked. Another thing that you should do is if you have a car, don't leave anything that's valuable inside of your car. Make sure that if you do have things of value, before you leave to go from point A to point B, put it inside of your trunk so that it can't be seen. If you also make sure that your car doors are locked, and because sometimes people might walk around and try to jiggle on your handle. So don't leave anything of value in your car. Don't leave anything of value seen in your car, and make sure that your doors are locked. Also, the last thing is just to make sure that if you are getting a random email from someone and you're not sure who it is, go and talk to an advisor so that they can help you know whether this is a real email or whether it's a fake email. Because sometimes scammers try to get off and try to get money from you, or they may try to like blackmail you into certain things. So just be mindful of what comes to your UAB email account, because there are people out there that try to scam new students or students that come from different places. So just be mindful of that. And that's all I have.
Great, thank you. This has been very valuable information, and we do have a couple questions, and then I want to take us back to those basic safety precautions and being aware of your surroundings. So the first question that we have is about the Be Alert app you were mentioning. So the question is, can parents register with Be Alert? And I know that you put up the QR code. So take us through a scenario of how would, can parents first of all register for that? Or how would it work if a student registers? So how would it work? And how is it helpful for families, and what do they need to know?
Yeah, so once whoever is going to school registers, they have to register for Be Alert. They're supposed to register for Be Alert. And so what they do is they put the telephone number of the person or their next point of contact. And I think that you can do it to like two or three people that can be outside of the actual student or employee. You can have like two or three other people that'll get the Be Alerts as well too. And it just sends it to your text message or phone, or either it can come to your house, or it could come to I believe you could put an email on there too, if I'm not mistaken. If not the email, it's definitely the phone numbers. And they'll call your home phone, they'll call your cell phone, and they'll send text messages out. Because I know for a fact, because my mom still gets Be Alerts from when I was in school. I still haven't taken her off of mine. And so sometimes she say, hey, can you take me off of that since you're not in school anymore? So I know it works. So you just have to put that extra number in there. And you can do that through BlazerNet.
So families cannot themselves register, but their student will add their phone number or email to their account.
Right. Yes, ma'am. So once the student has once the student gets in and gets accepted and they get their BlazerNet account, they just go in and then put the number in there, and the number then gets added to the list and it just sends the app out. It's not nothing that you necessarily have to register for. It's just once you become a UAB employee or student, it just automatically puts you in the system and then it can send you those notifications.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. And yes, to the question, will the PowerPoint and the recording be available? Right after we finish today, the recording will be available on Facebook, and we will also put it up on our website, families, uab.edu/families, within a week with captions. So after our session today, the PowerPoint will be available for reviewing. And here's the information, the contact information for Corporal Kimiani George, and he's always readily available. If we may, while we wait for a couple of other questions, what would be, like you said, lock your doors, even if you live in an apartment or somewhere where you're all friends and you know each other, but locking your doors, basic safety precautions, making sure that you lock the doors of your car. I know that I've gotten out of the car and left because I don't lock them in my garage. But so just being mindful to make sure you have locked them. What other precautions regarding, let's say, basic surroundings and that situational awareness of being aware of your surroundings? Are there any pointers for that?
Yeah, so I know one thing is sometimes when people work out and when people walk outside, they like to listen to music. I tell people if you're gonna listen to music, only have one headphone in or one AirPod or whatever you do to listen to music. Don't have both of your ears covered because you always want to hear if someone that's coming or walking up or approaching you. Try not to walk at late at night or in dark areas or areas that aren't well lit. If you're a woman, try to walk around with mace or anything like that, or some things like that, so that way that you can have some type of safety precautions that will help you in case somebody tries to grab her or try to abduct you or something like that. Also, like I said before, we do RAG classes that are free for all women employees and students, and the classes are free. You can come and take those classes. If you have any information about that, you can email me about it. Um, Also, I'll always say at least walk with one other person. That way, most people who walk with a group of people or one person are less likely to be targeted. Always let somebody know where you're going. I know sometimes we like to be private with our life, but sometimes it's best to just let at least one person, one friend know where you're going. Had a Rave Guardian app to like so that you could track you and just let you know. And if you don't end up making it somewhere where you're supposed to be at a certain time, then it'll send out a warning and maybe that could save your life one day.
Excellent pointers. Thank you. Thank you. We have another question that says, is campus police aware of students who have or students who have medical conditions or for example, diabetes?
So we can't know that information just because that can violate somebody's health rights. I'm thinking maybe HIPAA something like that. So we can't just know
Yeah.
things like that. But if they tell us like if they live on campus and the RAs know and they know all of these people because they had a right to know that type of stuff. And so let's say that we go to the dorm on a call and then the RA will normally or the RA will normally tell us, they'll say, hey, this person has this or that. So we'll know before we go into the actual room.
Yeah, and you're right. That would be, HIPAA is that law that, private medical information and the Health Insurance Privacy Act. But if what we recommend, of course, tell your RA and definitely make sure that is included in the health record of the student. And if possible, I always find it helpful if a student has a bracelet or something
Right.
that is helpful for anybody who might come across an emergency to have an idea. So I think being communicating ahead of time as a preventive measure is always very, very helpful in that sense. But the health services is there. So definitely making others aware. Student assistance and support is also another place on campus where you can let them know so that in case there's an emergency, they're also aware and they can even help you with not schedules, but if a student has to miss a class because of a medical emergency. So those are all important things to have. And speaking of health services, next on the 11th, we will have the presentation by the health services office, and they'll be talking about immunization records, health records, the waiver of insurance, and that's coming next week on the 11th. And we will be sending out the information. And the other thing that I wanted to also remind you is all the other webinars, including that student assistance and support webinar that will be happening later on. That'll be in July. But we have several more webinars that you can join. And then these are wonderful questions that you're posing right now, and that everybody has answers that can be helpful for you. So we do have a few minutes. If anybody has any additional questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A, and we appreciate your questions. And that's why we're here, because we know that when you come to orientation, there's so much information that happens, and then you go home and you go, oh, I should have asked. So these webinars, that's why we're here, to give you an opportunity to ask those questions that you may have come up with later, or that you weren't thinking about when you were having all that information. But we are glad this is being very helpful. Again, if we don't have any more questions, we do have a couple more minutes. You're always welcome to email Corporal George with your questions. Give him a call. You're always welcome to call our office. The number is 205-975-0684, or you can email us at families@uab.edu. And I'm very good about answering emails, so be sure to send us your questions. Another question, very interesting question. Does Birmingham ever see hurricane activity? I'll let you answer that, and then I'll tell a story about hurricane activity.
Hurricane activity as far as people migrating to Birmingham? Is that what the question kind of means?
I think it has to do probably with both, in the sense that we do have, when people evacuate, they come here, but I think more of a weather event, a severe weather event. And sometimes it's not even a hurricane, it's a severe weather event. Alabama's known for that. So do you want to say anything about that and what happens, how UAB and UAB police handles any situation that may be coming this way?
Yeah, so if there's some type of severe weather event, one thing, like, it goes back to be alert. We work hand in hand with campus safety. They do a good job they have a big room. What they do is they monitor different weather channels to see and different weather statuses, and they have people in there who are good with knowing and who study those types of things, so they'll be able to know and to be able to put out on be alert, and they stay up to date, and they do like maybe like every 30 minutes, or they send out notifications saying, hey, you might need to evacuate, go here, go to your dorm, leave classes are canceled, things like that. And let's say the streets start to flood, then we block off certain streets. As far as police wise, we'll block off streets to make sure that nobody gets trapped in streets. And we make sure that if something was to happen in the dorms, then we go there and we do the best that we can to make sure that people can make it inside their dorm, in case that the streets might try to flood over in the dorm area. Other than that, we just do the best that we can as far as like making sure that people stay protected. I know sometimes we have a lot of the if we have a homeless population, sometimes we will help transfer them to the BJCC to make sure that they stay safe, and just to make sure that we don't have anybody out there who will end up getting inside of that storm, those strong winds, and can't make it out of it. So we just do the best that we can to just try to help everybody and make sure that everybody stays safe at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was hinting. Alabama, Birmingham has severe weather. I don't want to say often, but when it happens, it happens. But the communication means are there to warn students, to warn the public, and so to take the necessary precautions. Buildings have tornado shelters in the building, and they're visible. The signage is there. And if there's an emergency, as a parent, when I was a parent, my husband still gets the messages. I'm here, so I know what's going on, but he gets a message, and sometimes he's the one who's telling us, oh, there's severe storm warning or something. So yes, there are occasions where there may be severe weather, and there will be severe weather, but the system is in place to warn in a timely manner. So again, students being alert and paying attention to communications, reading their email, and signing up for Be Alert and staying on top of things is very important. Great questions, great questions. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. So just as I guess as we're getting to the end of the webinar, again, remember, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to email Corporal George. You can send us an email at families@uab.edu. Check the Family Hub if you still haven't joined, although you're here. So you got messages through the Family Hub about the webinars. Join the other webinars. Again, this webinar from today and all the others will be live, will stay live on Facebook. So you can go back and review them as you need to. You can share them with other family members who may not have been able to attend. Also, we will have it posted on our website, uab.edu/families, within about a week with captions. And if you have any additional questions, do let us know. We're here for you, and we are very excited that you will be joining the Blazer family. So unless there's anything else, Corporal George, you want to add? I think we can thank our families. Is there anything else you would like to add at this moment?
No, just thank everybody for coming to the webinar and showing interest in campus safety and things like that. Like I said before, we do a good job of trying to make sure that we keep the campus safe. And if there's anything that we can improve on that y'all see from the outside looking in, we do have suggestion box on, and we do take that the ideals of that serious, because we want to be the best that we can do. We are always trying to evolve here at our campus, and so yeah, we're just always trying to be better and better and better each and every day. So like, don't hesitate. If you see an officer, stop by, talk to them, wave at them, come up, have conversation, because we're good people. We like to have fun, but we take protecting y'all very serious.
Yes, that is very true. And we're grateful that you all are here. Again, we are here for you. And like, I love that last part that you said. If there's anything we can work on, or anything that we need to improve, please let us know. It's all about, making things even better for our students, for you as families. So thank you all for coming today. Please register and try to attend all the other webinars. And if you can't attend them at the moment, go back and view them. They'll be on Facebook, and they will go on our website. If you miss something, and just email me and I can send you the link. So we want you to stay informed, and we are here for you again. So thank you all for joining, and have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you, Corporal George, for being with us today. And we look forward to having more conversations as the years go by, and as you as a Blazer family at UAB. Thank you, and have a great afternoon.